Yeah, he was a larger-than-life character, sort of lived life to the fullest. He was outgoing, outspoken in a good way. People felt comfortable around him.
You could often hear him before you could see him, you know, especially his laughter.
Yeah, he was a PCSO for the police. He did it for over 2 decades. So over 2 decades of him sort of like walking the beat. He loved his job. He wanted to go back, even in the sort of darkest points of his illness, he still wanted to go back. But that was Karl in a nutshell, the nature of him. That was Karl. Always looked up to him. Siblings when we were younger, we had our little differences, but I always did deep down look up to him because he was just built different.
When he first thought something was wrong, he had a pain in his groin, and they said it was a groin strain, and it just wasn't getting any better. And then after about 4 or 5 months, he'd just noticed a tiny bit of blood in his urine. So he went to the doctors, obviously to get a test, and then we got a phone call Christmas Eve to say that a very, very high possibility you've got prostate cancer. You need to come in now and start your hormone therapy. Just after Christmas, got the family together and just to let them know that he'd been, diagnosed with prostate cancer. Probably one of the hardest things he's had to do.
Yeah. When I heard he was going to hospice, I thought, oh my word. And I would have thought, yes, he weren't looking forward to it, but there was a point in time he felt relieved. When he was coming into the hospice first time, what did he do? He packed.
He had a suitcase, and in there he'd bought his own toilet paper. He bought a laundry basket, a fold-up laundry basket. Anything,
Anything he could pack, he packed.
Obviously, when he first come, he'd not been in hospital, staying in a room with other people, and he's a very proud man. You know, they got all his pain medication right really quickly. They thought he'd be here for 2 weeks, but he only stayed a week because he'd improved. He said, oh, so nice here. He said, I wish I could come back in the summer. He said, sitting out on the patio, and he said, oh, I've been off sick holiday. He had aromatherapy, foot massage, and anyone that knows Karl, proud man. He loved manicures and pedicures.
Yeah.
He'd go at least once a month. He said, you've got to look after your feet, you're on them all day. You've got to look after them. Yeah, so when they offered him a foot massage and
It became comforts of home.
He used to come once a week to physio. He used to really enjoy it. Even towards the end, he couldn't really manage anything. He'd just come and sit and join in with the chat and just be with people. He just enjoyed people.
He really enjoyed it, because the couple of times when I was coming up, and it was like one of the first things that would really come out of his mouth is, I had physio today. You could see it really lifted him. It gave him the joy of actually doing some sort of movement instead of just sort of like sitting there or being laying in the bed. So it gave him something to sort of, if he's got it tomorrow, he's got the excitement of like, tomorrow I can go, So he thoroughly enjoyed it. Because of what's happening in the hospice, it gave him so much comfort. Because even one time I remember coming there with my parents, and I looked through the glass of the canteen. I was looking through the glass and I was watching him, but he didn't know I was there. And I was watching him, and he just seemed so sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Content.
Just knowing that there was always somebody around to help. Nothing was too much trouble for anybody. As soon as he asked for anything, no problem, Karl, we'll go and sort that out for you straight away.
The environment was everything. The first time I came here after Karl passed, I'll be honest, it was a bit emotional walking and seeing his photo. Now, I can walk in here today and look at his photo, and you know what I do? I smile.
Just every little step that the hospice, I think, just gave him that little bit extra boost.
Let him
time.
Just keep living for because you know what? Some people do, they give up. But he didn't. He wanted to try and live as long as possible.
And make the most out of every situation.
And I think that's what it is as well. It's like, the day passes, you've kind of you're going to look back on certain things, and at least we can say, you know what, hospice done everything for him. And we as a family, as I said previously, and Joe, especially my mum, are deeply grateful and thankful for St. Francis Hospice. They gave him everything, like what you'd want in a situation like that. Yeah.